Special thanks to requested SPD Madam, State Secretary Sir, Assistant GCDO Madam and District Authorities conducting these online classes in this pandemic. Thank you one and all. Good evening children, good evening all of you. I am K. Malini, working as Biology CRT, KGBV, AS-Peta, Nellore district. Today we will discuss about the topic animal fibers in class 7th. Already we discussed about the topic fibers in this previous class. Children, first of all, you must have what you have learned and what have you know about in this present topic. Children, you say what you have learned in this topic in previous class. Say children, fibers. What can you learn about fibers? Animal fibers, plant fibers, cotton, jute, synthetic fibers, nylon, terling, rayon and so on. Okay children? Wow, very good knowledge about you have. These are your knowledge in previous class. Okay children? Let us now, we will discuss about the topic animal fibers. We will discuss about the topic animal fibers. What is meant by fibers? Fibers means material which is composed of thin and continuous strands is known as fibers. Materials which is composed of thin and continuous strands is known as fiber. Daily we wear different types of clothes in different seasons and different occasions. Daily we wear cotton clothes, woolen clothes and silk clothes. These are different types of clothes we wear. These clothes are obtained from nature and synthetic. These clothes are obtained from nature and synthetic fibers. Fibers can be two types. One is natural fibers. Another one is synthetic fibers. One is natural fibers and another one is synthetic fibers. Daily we wear different types of clothes. That clothes are obtained from natural and synthetic. Natural fibers are obtained from nature. These fibers are called nature-friendly fibers. Natural fibers can be two types. One is animal fibers and another one is plant fibers. One is animal fibers and another one is plant fibers. Various examples of animal fibers are silk and woolen. Whereas examples of plant fibers are cotton, jute, palm, coconut, etc. Fibers are obtained from natural and synthetic. These natural fibers can be obtained animals and plant fibers. Animal fibers, various animal fibers examples of silk and woolen, whereas examples of plant fibers are cotton, jute, palm and coconut. Okay children? Next one is synthetic fibers. Synthetic fibers are obtained from chemicals. These fibers are chemicals. These are called man-made fibers. These fibers are called man-made fibers. Natural fibers are called nature-friendly fibers. Natural fibers called nature-friendly fibers. These fibers are obtained from animals and plants. Synthetic fibers are called man-made fibers. These fibers are called chemical fibers. These fibers are called chemical fibers or environmental harmful fibers. Environmental harmful fibers. See children, fibers can be two types. One is natural fibers and another one is synthetic fibers. Natural fibers are obtained from animals and plants. Natural fibers are obtained from animals and plants. Various examples of natural fibers are silk and woolen. Various examples of plant fibers are cotton, jute, palm and coconut. Okay children? Next one is synthetic fibers. Synthetic fibers are called man-made fibers. Synthetic fibers are called man-made fibers. Man-made fibers are chemical fibers. Synthetic fibers is called environmental harmful fibers. For examples of synthetic fibers, nylon, rayon. For examples of synthetic fibers are nylon, rayon, etc. Okay children, see all of you once. Write in your notebook. Okay children, all of you write? Okay ma. Children, we wear different types of clothes in different seasons we wear. Okay? See children, some examples of woolen fabric. This is woolen fabric. This is woolen fabric. This is wear in winter season. This is obtained from animals. This fabric is obtained from animals. For examples of sheep, yak and goat. This fiber is obtained from silkworm. This is silk fabric. This is obtained from silkworms. This is natural fiber. This is woolen fabric. This is woolen fabric. This fabric is obtained from natural fiber. This is obtained sheep's wool. This one is cotton fiber. This one is cotton fabric. This is obtained from cotton. This is natural fiber. This fabric is wear in summer season. This is raincoat. This is synthetic fiber. Synthetic fabric. This wear rainy season. Okay children, see all of you? Okay. See children, all of you see different types of fabrics. Okay children? Now let us start the topic. One is the important topic, silk. Why do we wear silk in different occasions and festivals? Why do we wear silk in different occasions only. In different occasions only. See children, silk is a very smooth and beautiful. Silk is a very smooth and beautiful. It is did not having the dust or dirt. Silk is very smooth fabric. Silk is very smooth fabric. We wear silk clothes, festivals, weddings and various occasions only. Why do we wear silk in different occasions only? Silk cost is high. Silk cost is high. That's why we wear silk clothes in various situations only. Okay, children? Let's now we discuss about the topic life cycle of silkworm. Silk is obtained from silkworms. Let's now we will discuss about the topic life cycle of silkworm. Life cycle of silkworm. See children, this is life cycle of silkworm. Observe the step by step. See children, observe 2 minutes in this chart, step by step. History of silk. Silk was discovered around 3500 BC in China. For a long period of silk was shipped to other parts of the world through trades. Mulberry silk is the most common silk moth what is used for producing silk. Rearing of the silkworm is known as sericulture. Rearing the silkworm is known as sericulture. See children, observe carefully in this chart. We will discuss about in this chart next. The life cycle of silkworm. The life cycle of silkworm starts when a female silk moth lays eggs. The caterpillar or larva are hatched from the eggs of the silk moth. The silkworms feed on mulberry leaves and give rise to pupa. In the pupa stage, a wave is netted around by the silkworm to hold itself. After that it swings its head, spinning a fiber. Several caterpillars or larvae from a protective layer around pupa, and this covering is known as the cocoon. Known as the cocoon. Okay children, see cocoon. The silk thread is obtained from the silk moth's cocoon. The silk thread is obtained from cocoon. Okay children, from the silk moth's cocoon. The life cycle of the silkworm explained in some period of time. Next, all of you see the chart children. Next, I discussed the life cycle of silkworm. Okay children? Okay. Listen carefully. Children, we discuss about natural fabrics and synthetic fabrics. We discuss about natural and synthetic fabrics. Natural and synthetic fabrics. Let's now we discuss about some important topic in this chapter, silk. Let's now we discuss about important topic in this chapter, silk. Silk is obtained from silkworms. Silk is obtained from silkworms. Silk is a natural fiber. Silk is natural fiber. Silk is obtained from silkworms. Silk is obtained from silkworms. Children, daily we wear some different types of clothes in different seasons and different occasions we wear. Silk clothes we wear in which occasions? Silk clothes, why did you wear in different types of occasions? Silk clothes are wear in weddings and festivals and different types of occasions we wear. Why did we wear silk clothes in different types of occasions? Silk clothes cost is high. Silk clothes cost is high. That's why silk clothes are wear in different types of occasions only. Silk cost high. That's why silk clothes wear in different occasions only. Silk is wearing in festivals, weddings and some different important occasions. Silk is very beautiful and very smooth and did not having any dust. That's why silk cloth is very cost. Silk cloth is very cost. Silk cloth is we wear in different occasions. Silk is obtained from silkworms. Let's now we discuss about the silkworms' life history. That's why we discuss about the life cycle of silkworms. See children, in this chart, observe, see carefully. Material which is composed of thin and continuous strands is known as fiber. Fiber can be two types, natural and synthetic fiber. History of the silk. Silk was discovered around 3500 BC in China. For a long period of silk was shipped to other parts of the world through trades. Mulberry silk is the most common moth that is used for producing silk. Rearing of the silkworm is known as sericulture. See children, observe the life history of silkworm. See children, observe it in this chart. The life cycle of silk moth starts when a female silk moth lays eggs. The caterpillar or larva are hatched from the eggs of the silk moth. The silkworms feed on mulberry leaves and give rise to pupa. In the pupa stage, a web is knitted around by the silkworm. In the pupa stage, silkworm to hold itself. After that, it swings its head, spinning a fiber. Several caterpillars or larvae from a protective layer around pupa, and this covering is known as cocoon. The silk thread is obtained from the silk moth's cocoon. The life cycle of the silkworm is explained below in the details. See children, I explain the life cycle of silkworm history. Life cycle of silkworm. The male and female silkworms is reproduction after the male moth is died. The male moth is died. After the reproduction of silk moth's life cycle, the male moth is died. The female moth laid eggs. The female moth laid eggs. The female moth laid eggs. These eggs developed that the next stage is larva. The eggs to developed in the spring season. The eggs is developed into larva. The larva is developed into next stage cocoons. The cocoons is developed into pupa. The pupa is changed into moth. One by one, this is I will explain. See children, the life cycle of silkworm starts the female and male moth reproduction. After the reproduction, the male moth is died. The female moth is lays eggs. The female moth is lays eggs. The life cycle of silkworm is started. The life cycle of silkworm is started with the stage of egg. The first stage of egg. An egg is the first stage of the life cycle of silkworm. The egg is the life cycle of the silkworm's first stage. The egg is the silkworm's first stage. The egg is laid by silk moth. The egg is laid by silk moth. A female moth, which is mostly the size of a small dart-like structures, eggs is released. The female moth lays a small dart-like structure, eggs is released. The female moth lays more than 350 to 500 eggs is released in once a time. In the spring season. In the spring season. After the reproduction, the female moth laid eggs. The first stage of the silkworm is called egg stage. The egg is a small dot-like structure. The egg is a small dot-like structure. The female moth lays more than 350 to 500 eggs once a time in the spring season. The eggs hatches due to the warp in the egg. The eggs hatches due to the warp in the egg. This procedure happens once in the year. The process happens once in the year. In which season? Spring season. In which season? Spring season. The female moth life cycle starts with egg stage. The female moth, which is mostly the size of a small dot-like structure, eggs is released. The female moth lays more than the 350 eggs in once a time in spring season at a year of once. Hatching due to the warp in the egg, this procedure happens once in a time. The egg is developed in the next stage is started. The next stage is called larva stage. The next stage is called larva stage. A hairy silk arises after the eggs crack. Eggs is cracking. In this stage of silkworms, the growth happens. After this eggs crack, the caterpillar stage is started. The caterpillars are a small insect type of worms. A silkworm's growth happens in this stage. They feed mulberry leaves and consume the large amount of around that body in before 30 days. The caterpillars feed mulberry leaves continuously 30 days after the body is thin inside. Before going to next stage. See children, all of you look here. See children, all of you look. The cocoon after the next stage is started. Cocoon in this stage spin a protective cocoon around itself. తన చుట్టూ ఒక వలలాంటి నిర్మాణాన్ని ఏర్పరచుకుంటుంది. This is a small cotton balls like structure. And it made a single thread of silk. After the cocoon stage, the next stage is started. That stage is called pupa stage. That stage is called pupa stage. In this stage, people kill them the pupa. In this stage is called motionless stage. In this stage, people kill the plugging and in hot water boiling and unwinding the silk threads. Unwinding the silk threads. Unwinding the silk threads. After the pupa stage, the next stage will be started. The next stage is moth stage. The next stage is moth stage. In this stage, the pupa changes into an adult moth. In this stage, the pupa changes as a adult moth stage. Adult moth stage. The female moth lays eggs after mating, and thus the life cycle of silkworm is started. Life cycle of silkworm is started. See children, once again I repeat. A life cycle of silkworm is started with the egg stage. The male and female moth, after the reproduction, the male moth is died. The female moth life cycle is started with the eggs. The eggs developed after the crop is, the next stage is started. The next stage is called larva stage or caterpillar stage. The larva stage or caterpillar stage, the caterpillars are fed mulberry leaves continuously before 30 days. After 30 days, the caterpillars are developed, body is thick in size. The caterpillar's head is moved into two ways. Release the chemical type of fluid, that protein is called sericin and fibroin. That fibers are reaction of the air. That proteins are changed. That proteins are a thick thread type balls is prepared. That balls type, cotton balls type is called cocoons. That cocoons after changes into chain, the next stage is started. The next stage is called pupa. The pupa stage is called standard stage anamata. Without moving in this pupa, in this stage the pupa changes into a adult moth. In this stage the pupa changes into a adult moth. In this stage is called a motionless stage. This stage is called a motionless stage. In this stage, the pupa changes into an adult moth. The female moth lays eggs after mating, and thus the life cycle of the silkworm started. Okay children, all of you understand? See children, మనం ఇప్పుడు ఇంకొకసారి తెలుగులో చెప్పుకుందాం. దానివల్ల ఏమంటే మనకి సబ్జెక్ట్ అనేది బాగా అర్థమవుతుంది. ఆడ మగ పట్టుపురుగులు సంపర్కానంతరము మగ పట్టుపురుగులు చనిపోతాయి. ఆడ పట్టుపురుగులు గుడ్లను విడుదల చేస్తాయి. ఆడపురుగులు గుడ్లను విడుదల చేస్తాయి. ఈ గుడ్లు 350 నుంచి 500 వరకు ఉంటాయి. 350 నుంచి 500 వరకు ఈ గుడ్లను పెడుతుంది. ఈ గుడ్లను ఏమంటారంటే విత్తనాలు అంటారు. ఈ గుడ్లను ఏమంటారు? విత్తనాలు అంటారు. ఈ గుడ్లను అమ్మేటువంటి స్థలాలను గ్రైనేజెస్ అంటారు. గుడ్లను అమ్మే స్థలాలను ఏమంటారు? గ్రైనేజెస్. ఈ గ్రైనేజెస్ అనేటువంటివి మన రాష్ట్రంలో చిత్తూరు జిల్లా దగ్గర మదనపల్లి ప్రాంతంలో ఈ హార్స్లీ హిల్స్ వద్ద ఈ విత్తనాభివృద్ధి సంస్థ అనేది ఉంది. తర్వాత ఆడ పట్టుపురుగు ఈ గుడ్లను విడుదల చేసిన తర్వాత ఈ గుడ్లు అనేటువంటివి అభివృద్ధి చెంది గుడ్లు అనేటువంటి వాటి నుంచి లార్వా అనేది విడుదలవుతుంది. ఈ గుడ్లను ప్రతి సంవత్సరం స్ప్రింగ్ సీజన్లో ఈ ఆడ పట్టుపురుగులు విడుదల చేస్తాయి. తర్వాత ఈ గుడ్లు అనేటువంటివి చిట్లి వాటి నుంచి లార్వా లేక చిన్న పట్టుపురుగులు అనేటువంటివి మనకి వస్తాయి. ఈ పట్టుపురుగులు మల్బరీ ఆకులను ఆహారంగా తీసుకుని వాటి యొక్క శరీరాన్ని బాగా అభివృద్ధి చేసుకుంటాయి. ఈ పట్టుపురుగుల్ని ఆహారంగా తీసుకున్న తర్వాత 30 రోజుల వరకు ఇవి ఆహారాన్ని తింటూనే ఉంటాయి ఈ పట్టుపురుగులు అనేటువంటివి. తర్వాత ఆహారాన్ని తీసుకున్న తర్వాత ఈ పట్టుపురుగులు వాటి యొక్క నోటి నుంచి ఒక సన్నని వలలాంటి దారపోగల వంటి నిర్మాణాలను విడుదల చేస్తాయి. ఆ పదార్థంలో సిరిసిన్ ఫైబ్రోయిన్ అనేటువంటి ప్రోటీన్ పదార్థాలు ఉంటాయి. అవి గాలితో చర్య నొందినప్పుడు ఆ సిరిసిన్ అనే పదార్థాలు గాలితో చర్య పొంది ఒక గట్టి దారం లాంటి నిర్మాణాన్ని తన చుట్టూ ఏర్పాటు చేసుకుంటాయి. తన చుట్టూ ఏర్పాటు చేసుకున్నటువంటి ఈ నిర్మాణాలను ఏమంటారంటే కకూన్ అంటారు. ఈ కకూన్ అనేది అభివృద్ధి చెందిన తర్వాత ప్యూపాగా మార్పు చెందుతుంది. కకూన్ అనేది అభివృద్ధి చెందిన తర్వాత దాని లోపల ఒక స్తబ్దుగా ఉండేటువంటి దశ ఏర్పడుతుంది. ఆ స్తబ్దుగా ఉండే దశని ప్యూపా దశ అంటారు. ఈ కకూన్గా ఉన్నప్పుడు వీటిని వేడి నీటిలో వేసి దాని లోపల ఉండేటువంటి పురుగును చంపుతారు. ఆ కీటకాన్ని చంపకపోయినట్లయితే ఈ కకూన్ని చీల్చుకొని పురుగు అనేది బయటకు వస్తుంది. అలా ఆ మాత్ అనేది బయటికి రావడం వల్ల ప్యూపా స్టేజ్ తర్వాత ఈ పట్టు అనేది తెగిపోతుంది. అలా పట్టు తెగిపోకుండా ఉండాలి అంటే మనకి ఏం చేస్తారు, దీనిని ఈ పట్టుకాయని వేడి నీటిలో వేసి ఉడికించి దానిలో ఉండేటువంటి కీటకాన్ని చంపివేస్తారు. ఈ కకూన్లను చంద్రికలు అనేటువంటి నిర్మాణాలలో ఉంచి ప్రత్యేకంగా పెంచుతారనమాట. తర్వాత పోచంపల్లి అనేది మన రాష్ట్రంలో ఈ పట్టుని ఏర్పాటు చేసేటువంటి కేంద్రాల్లో ముఖ్యమైనదిగా ఉంది. అంతేకాకుండా పోచంపల్లి పట్టు అనేది చాలా ఫేమస్. బాంబిక్స్ మోరీ అనేది దీని యొక్క పట్టుపురుగు శాస్త్రీయ నామం. ఈ పట్టుపురుగు యొక్క మల్బరీ ఆకులను ఎక్కువగా తింటుంది. మనకి ఉండేటువంటి పట్టు అన్నింటిలో కూడా మల్బరీ పట్టు అనేది చాలా ముఖ్యమైనటువంటి పట్టు. ఇంకా రకరకాల పట్టు రకాలు ఉన్నాయి. టస్సార్ పట్టు, ఈరి పట్టు, మూంగా పట్టు అనేటువంటి రకాలు కూడా ఉన్నాయి మనకి. టస్సార్, మూంగా, ఈరి. కానీ ఈ పట్టు రకాలు అంత ఇంపార్టెంట్ అనేది కాదు. ఈ మల్బరీ పట్టు మాత్రమే మనకి ఎక్కువగా ప్రముఖంగా ప్రసిద్ధి చెందినది. See children, we discussed about the life cycle of silkworm. We discussed about the life cycle of silkworm. Silk fabric is obtained from silk fibers. Silk fabric is made up of silk fibers. Silk fibers obtained from silkworms. Silk fabric made up of silk fibers. Silk fibers are obtained from silkworms. Silk fabric is made up of silk fibers. In the preparation of silk fabric, there are some steps involved that we seen in the flow chart. See children, all of you carefully, flow chart of life cycle of silkworm. In this flow chart showing silk fabric made up of silkworms. That steps are show all of you. The steps is show all of you children. In this process, first stage egg. Next step is larva. Next step imago, reeling, spinning, weaving, and last step is silk fabric. These are all steps are involved in process of silk fabric. These are all steps are involved from silk fabric preparation or silk fabric made. Okay children, all of you note this flow chart in your notebooks. All of you carefully children see in this flow chart and write your notebooks. See children, all of you write. Okay. Okay children. Next, we will discuss about the another important topic, animal fibers, woolen fabrics. Woolen fabrics. Next important another topic is woolen fabrics. Woolen fabric made up of wool. Woolen fabric made up of wool. Wool is obtained from some animals. Wool is obtained from some animals. Whereas examples of sheep, yak, goat, camel, etc. See children carefully. Next we will discuss about woolen fabrics. Woolen fabric is obtained from, or woolen fabric is made up of wool. Wool is obtained from some examples of sheep, yak, goat, camel, etc. Next we will discuss about the topic life cycle of woolen fabrics. Life cycle of woolen. See children, next we discussed about the another important topic, woolen fabric. Next another important topic, woolen fabric. Woolen fabric made up of woolen fibers. Woolen fabric made up of woolen fibers. Woolen fibers obtained from wool. Woolen fibers obtained from wool. Woolen fabrics made up of woolen fibers. Woolen fibers obtained from animals' wool. Animals' wool. Whereas examples of animal wool obtained from some animals, for examples of sheep, yak, goat and camel. We discussed about the wool fabric. In this fabric made up of woolen fibers, in the preparation of wool, some steps are involved in the made up of woolen fabrics. See children, woolen fabrics made up of woolen fibers. This process is involved in so many steps. First step is shearing. I will explain in this process step by step. All of you listen carefully, children. Okay? All of you listen carefully. Okay. First step is shearing. The flesh of the sheep along with a thin layer of skin is removed from its body. In which animal's body? Sheep. Okay children? Shearing means the flesh of the sheep along with a thin layer of skin is removed from its body. Okay children? Next step is scoring. The sheared skin with hair is truly washed in the tanks to remove grease. To remove grease, dust and air. To grease the children. Next step is sorting. Next step involved in the wool fabric is sorting. The hairy skin is sent to a factory where hair of different textures are separated or sorted. Okay? That is called sorting. Next one is bleaching. Making a fabric colorless so as to dye with another color, that is called bleaching. Next step is dyeing. To to color a fabric with coloring material. To color a fabric with coloring materials, that is called dyeing. That is called dyeing. See children, next third step is sorting. The hairy skin is sent to a factory where hair of different textures are separated or sorted. That is called sorting. Next step is bleaching. Next step is bleaching. Making a factory colorless so as to dye with another color. That is called bleaching. That is called bleaching. Next step is dyeing. To color a fabric with coloring material. To color with fabric with coloring material. That is called dyeing. That is called dyeing. The next step is combing. The next step is combing. Combing is a method of preparation carded fiber for spinning. One method of spinning. One method of spinning. Combing means one method of spinning. Next one is spinning. Next one is spinning. After being corded, the wool fibers are spun into yarn. Spinning for woolen yarns is typically done on a mule spinning. Okay. Next step is weaving. Next step is weaving. Weaving is a process whereby woven fabrics are formed on a loom by the interacting of wear yarn which are set length of wear on the machines. Weaving means the fibers weave. That is called weaving. Next step is rolling. Next step is rolling. The process of following combed strengthened long thread like woolen. The step of woolen rolling is called rolling. Next, the last step is fabric. The thread is weaving after changed into fabric. This fabric is made up of so many types of saris and langas, and so many fabrics are prepared or made in these fibers, these fabrics. Okay children, see once again. Steps for processing fibers into wool. First step is shearing. Next is shoring. Next third one is sorting, bleaching, dyeing, combing, spinning, weaving, rolling, fabric. These are all involved in the made up of woolen fabric. These are all steps are involved in made up of woolen fabric. Woolen fabric is made up of woolen fibers. Woolen fibers are obtained from wool. Wool is obtained from some animals. The animals are goat, yak, sheep and camel. Okay, all of you listen carefully children. All of you write in the steps in your notebook, Nana. All of you write in this chart, Nana. Okay. I cleaned the board, Nana. See children, now we discuss about the topic
differences between silk fabric and woolen fabric. Now I am showing you some silk garments. Observe carefully. These type of dresses are worn at weddings, festivals and various occasions. Whereas examples of silk sarees, lehengas, off sarees and bed sheets and so many different types of silk fabrics daily we wear. Why do we wear silk clothes in different occasions only? Silk clothes cost is high, that's why we wear silk clothes in different occasions only. In this type of clothes are made up of silkworms, cocoons. These are so many types of silk fabrics. This fabric is made up of silkworms, cocoons. Silk is a natural fiber. Silk is a natural fiber. Woolen clothes are used for in winter season. Woolen fabrics made up of animals fleece. Woolen obtained from some animals, various goats, sheep, eggs, etc. Whereas examples of woolen fabrics are woolen coats, sweaters, monkey caps, blankets, shawls and so other different types of clothes we wear in winter season. Woolen produced from fur of animals. Woolen obtained from some animals of goat, sheep, eggs, etc. Wool is produced from different types of natural fabrics. Wool does not have shine. Wool is specially used for winter clothing. Woolen clothes are worn in winter season. Woolen cloth is used to make sweaters, shawls, blankets and toys and so many things are made up of woolen fibers. Woolen fibers are natural fibers. These fibers are called natural friendly fibers. These fibers are obtained from animals' fleece. Children, all of you see in these pictures. Ma?
See children, has everyone examined the silk dresses and woolen dresses? Now let us look at the differences between two fabrics. Everyone, look towards the board. Write down in your notebook the differences between the silk fabric and the woolen fabric. The two fabrics are made up of natural fibers, whereas silk is obtained from silkworms, wool is obtained from sheep. All of you see the board, Nana. The differences between silk and wool. All of you listen carefully, point to point one by one. All of you write your notebook. Silk is produced from cocoons of silkworms. Wool is produced from fur of animals. Silk has a shiny and shimmery appearance. Wool does not have a shine. Silk is often used for formal dresses. Wool is specially used for winter clothing. Silk cloths are worn weddings, festivals and other occasions. Their woolen cloths are worn in winter season. Silk is used to make other products such as satin and crepe. Woolen cloth is used to make sweaters, shawls and blankets. See once again, Nana. Silk is produced from cocoons of silkworms. Their woolen is produced for fur and animals. Silk has a shiny and shimmery appearance. Wool does not have a shine. Silk is often used for formal dresses. Wool is specially used for winter clothing. Silk clothes are worn weddings, festivals and other occasions. Woolen clothes are worn in winter season. Silk is used to make other products such as satin and crepe. Woolen cloth is used to make sweaters, shawls and blankets. Children's, why do we wear woolen clothes in winter season? Say children, wool is a poor conductor of heat, air trapped in between the woolen fibers and our body, prevents the flows of heat from our body to our surroundings. So we feel hot and protected from cold. Woolen cloth also helps to put out fire by breaking contact between the fire and the air. So we wear cotton clothes in winter season. We wear silk cloths in different occasions only. Why? Silk fabric cost is high. That's why silk fabrics we wear in festivals, weddings and some other occasions only. All of you write in these points, Nana. See children, today we will discuss so many topics. That topics once again recall ma. One is fibers. Second one is types of fibers. Second one is types of fibers. Natural fibers and synthetic fibers. Natural fibers and synthetic fibers. Third one is differences between knitting and weaving. Knitting and weaving. Fourth one is life cycle of silkworm. Life cycle of silkworm. Next one is history of silkworm flowchart. Next one is woolen fabric life cycle. Next one, steps involved in history of woolen. Last one is sericulture. Okay children, once again recall, we discussed in this topic fibers, types of fibers. Fibers are divided into two types, natural fibers and synthetic fibers. Differences between knitting and weaving. Life cycle of silkworm. History of silkworm's flowchart. Woolen fabric life cycle. Steps involved in history of woolen. Next, last one is sericulture. These are all topics we covered in this period. Okay children, all of you see once more. One is fibers, next one is types of fibers, third one is differences between knitting and weaving, life cycle of silkworm, history of silkworm's flowchart, woolen fabric life cycle, steps involved in history of woolen, sericulture. These are all topics are covered in this period. Okay children? Next we see children, all of you look in this board. Today we will discuss so many topics. Some expected questions in this lesson ma. First question is, which place in our state is called Silk City? Which place in our state is called Silk City? Next, second one, what will happen if cocoon is not boiled? Third question, what are drainages? Fourth one is, why is shearing done during spring season? Fifth question, if we are going to visit at Kashmir, which type of clothes would you like to keep in your luggage? Okay ma? Next one is, which part of the animal is useful to make fabrics? Okay ma? Which part of animals is useful to make fabrics? Next question is, why is shearing done during spring season? This question repeat ma. I will clean. Okay. Next, last one is, how do the woolen fibers have different colors? See ma once, which place in our state is called Silk City? Second one is, what will happen if cocoon is not boiled? Third one is, what are drainages? Fourth one is, why is shearing done during spring season? Fifth one is, if we are going to visit at Kashmir, which type of clothes would you like to keep in your luggage? Sixth one is, which part of animals is useful to make fabrics? Next, last one is, how do the woolen fibers have different colors? These are some expected questions in this lesson. All of you write these questions. All of you write in your answer. Show me the WhatsApp group ma. Okay children? All of you write in these questions in your notebook ma. Bye. I will continue the next class.